On all rise, please, for the national anthem.
It's terrible.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Start with the approving the agenda.
Make a motion to approve.
We had a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Let's approve the minutes from the board meeting of January 20th, 26.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Changes?
Should have abstained.
All in favor, say aye.
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 I should have abstained.
Okay, public comment. Anybody in the public would like to make a comment? Come forward.
Here I go.
Right up here, please.
Okay.
And just a reminder before you start public comment, if you want to state your name and where you're from, and then you have 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. My name is Dava Getzinger. I'm from Houston County. I live out on Jefferson Ridge where the 765-161 transmission line is proposed to go through. You guys aware of that line? Okay. So, as a concerned citizen of Houston County, I'm calling on all of you to hold Dairyland and MISO accountable, just to answer some really important questions that aren't answered at this point. Before this project is approved to go through. Other counties, Crawford County specifically, has shared concerns as a resolution was unanimously voted to demand answers for their county. And I just want to read just a piece from the article that I thought was really important and eye-opening. And this is from Crawford County. And they said that the official independent monitor of MISO wholesale electricity market and MISO transmission planning, Potomac Economics, has found that MISO's Trank, and I'm not sure I'm saying that right, 2.1 transmission line, including the project, assume a view of the future that is extremely unlikely, forecast potential benefits to the customer that are overstated or invalid in 5 of 8 key categories, would lead to uneconomic investment that raise costs and undermine investment in resources, storage, and other alternatives to transmission, and that board should postpone the approval of this line. So that's really concerning that the monitor of that said that it's not necessary and that it should be postponed, and yet we are still having these conversations and having to advocate for our property, our beautiful homes, and for our children. Like, my fear is that if these are approved, you can say what you want, they're gonna take the land eventually when it comes down to it, eminent domain, because nobody wants to do it. So that decreases our land value, makes it's 800 feet from my house. I have 3 little kids. There are studies of leukemia that aren't real, is what they say. There's no health concerns. They're from other countries. They're also, if they get this line, nothing will stop them for future when the energy needs continue to grow. Nothing, because they already have it, and they've already got it this far. So they'll just keep taking the land and keep encroaching on our homes. So that's my concern, and I'm a citizen. Houston County, please help. Because we are not the only ones fighting against this. Other counties are. I talked to a state representative yesterday. I asked questions that he's going to pass along, but this was our first stop, was to come to you.
Where did you get the Crawford County report?
On the internet?
Was it online?
Yes.
It's a resolution, right?
Yeah, yep, and there was a
Online.
there was a ton of answers that they needed to provide about wildlife, costs for the public, costs for the taxpayers, where it's gonna come from, a lot of questions. Do you want it? I'll
Yes.
I'll
Yeah, that'd be
gladly give
great.
it to you.
Copies of that, please.
Sure,
Can we
you
get
got
copies?
copies.
You can have mine. Can I cross the line?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. I've never heard
made
anybody
a
say
push
that.
Thank you.
Why
I'm
do-
not nervous.
This power line goes right by my house too, and I got concerns. I got a lot of answers I want answered too, so.
It's good to read.
I'm glad you brought that.
And anything you have, I can make sure they all get it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'd be
it's
great.
really, I mean, you can probably find a better way to print it.
Okay,
Or if there's a link online. so-
yeah,
I have,
Yeah.
there is a link, it's not mine, I can't take credit for it.
okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Very
Thank you for the
much.
information.
What's that?
Thanks for the information. Anybody else would like to step up, please?
I'll hand out my copies ahead of time here, but.
Thank you. You guys got more down there? You need more?
Did I give anybody my speech?
Oh, yeah, I got your speech. I'll read it for you if you want.
Maybe 2 pages.
Yeah, I got the other half.
Yes.
You all know me. I'm Sheila Schrader, Wilmington Township. And I don't know why I get nervous up here, but I always do, but that's why I have my speech.
You're good.
So, we are all here today representing the concerned landowners that are being impacted by the Maribel transmission line. We put together this list of areas of our concerns to be answered by the Public Utilities Commission and Dairyland Power and MISO before they grant a permit for this, and that's gonna happen sometime in April. So that's why we need to work fast. My problem with this is that they've had years of planning, and we've had 2 months. And we have to get up to speed and understand what's gonna be coming next to our homes. So as a landowner on this line, the Schraders have 4 parcels that this is gonna affect. The line's gonna run right down the middle of some of our best fields. In 1966, when my father-in-law and the other landowners were willing to sign these easements to run this transmission line through their land, it was to better the community. But now, they're coming and asking for much, much more. The towers are very large, they're gonna be 200 feet tall, and they're definitely gonna change the character and landscape of our neighborhoods. Many of the existing homes will now find themselves living under the shadow of these towers. Our personal concerns are about the amount of voltage that our families and our livestock are gonna have to live under. It's not only 765,000 volts, they're also gonna line it's gonna carry those existing 161 underneath it. And that's never been done in the US before. We're gonna be the guinea pigs. So we do have a lot of things that we want answered before those go up. I was told not to worry. We're gonna be paid really good money for our easements, and we can just go out and buy other land. Well, in our area, land is very hard to come by, if it comes up at all. We're concerned about our ability to use our tractor's GPS under these lines. We already lose satellite connection when we get near the distribution lines. Now, we're trying to figure out how that's gonna affect us when we're trying to plant our crops and harvest. We believe our existing land is gonna be worth less because these large obstructions are gonna be there. And they may devalue the current land that we have that we were gonna use for building sites, maybe for our kids in the future. It's cutting right through all these fields. We just, we're gonna find other places to build. I believe this power need needs to be looked at. Dairyland and MISO should have to provide documentation, what is driving this need, and to show proof of the renewable energy sources that they can even provide that much energy. My understanding is even all the windmills and all the solar energy that they have, they still can't provide like 100% of the 765,000 volts. So I can't document this yet, but they said the CapEx line was overbuilt. I don't want that to happen for us either. So I just want your support.
Well, Sheila, I'm glad you pointed out that.
Yeah.
beauty and landscape thing, because that is in our comprehensive land use plan. Talks about the beauty and landscape of the county, how we want to preserve that.
I don't think the county has a whole lot of pull.
Well, I know, we don't, but
I think they're gonna
doesn't
override
mean
your
we can't
county.
voice our
Yeah.
concerns.
We would definitely support that. We would, and like I said, we might come back for a letter of support. All right, thank you.
Definitely ask those questions, you
Yes.
know, what everybody has. Thank you.
Next. Holly Dvorak. I'm in Winnebago Township, Houston County. So Deva is instrumental and a lot of other people in this. I don't own land where this power line is gonna go, but I live about a football field away from an existing tower. And I was just driving up here today. I don't have a lot to say, but looking on our beautiful landscape, and we survived the ice age with glaciers, you know, and we're the driftless region, and we have so much beauty here. I support the 1 acre per 40 acre, or 1 dwelling per 40 acre dwelling. And I just think we can survive all of that, and then we succumb to these big profit companies wanting to come and destroy our beauty where we live. So that's basically what I have to say, but it's just really unfortunate. But hopefully we can make some headway with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask Sheila a question quick?
Yeah.
Sheila, that, where the existing line comes across, you know, where we hunt,
Yep.
that's gonna follow that, right?
Goes right.
the bottom of Shirley's
Yeah,
driveway.
thank you.
Is a moratorium not an option? That's my only question.
Something we could look into.
Quick to do it for everything else, I don't know.
Tammy Dearson, Houston County. This proposed transmission line goes across all my best farmland, 5 parcels. My concern is my daughter, my grandchildren, the health effects that the electromagnetic field provides has been linked to childhood leukemia, cardiovascular abnormalities, fatigue, sleep disturbances, anxiety, frequent headaches, endocrine disruption, and the list goes on and on. And then there's the noise that the psychological stress and cellular noise causes the fight or flight mechanism in our bodies, increasing anxiety, stress, irritability, agitation, causing disruptive family dynamics, and people not even understanding why it's going on. They're irritable, but they don't know why. And these are real things that have happened in other countries that this has been studied on. But in our country, this is all deemed, oh, that's not true, that's not real, the studies aren't real. My other concern is the heavy equipment that these companies are going to need to move all this building material. It's going to wreak havoc on our roads, our township roads, the gravel roads. It's going to destroy them, causing an impact. Sorry. Requiring, an impact on the funds for the road maintenance that is going to be needed after they're done. Not to mention that compacting the ground is going to cause runoff, erosion to our ag land. And then about the wildlife, there really has been no studies done because there's been no existing line this big, ever. So they really don't know what the impact of the wildlife is going to have. And right now, we're a hunting place. There's people come here to hunt. So it technically could impact tourism for Houston County. If people don't want to come here, they're afraid to hike underneath these things, bike, whatever. The biggest thing for me is the need. Where is the need for this? You have the CEO of My Energy himself putting out in a newsletter that they have more power than they know what to do with. They're looking for places to sell more power and to obtain new customers. So, and as,
High energy?
yeah. And that is in the April issue of My Energy News, if anybody wants to look it up. The future, that's my biggest fear. If the Maribel transmission line is approved, I fear that it will open the way for a power line corridor across Houston County, Fillmore, and Mauer.
Are you almost done? You could just finish.
Yeah, sorry.
You go finish.
Creating easy access to keep adding massive metal towers and higher voltage lines as the need for more power grows in bigger cities, because that's where this is going from. We're a bypass, a power line corridor, and it's going to cause loss to family farms, agriculture, woodland, and it's going to create an urban jungle that used to be a beautiful, picturesque and serene southeast Minnesota. And it's money, big money that's funding this. We don't benefit from it. And I hope that everybody stands up and says, no, not our county. And maybe we'll have a chance to fight for the beauty of this county and southern Minnesota. Thank you.
Any more public comment?
Kathy Solom, Mount Prairie Township. Changing subjects a little, although they do lead into the hunting. I understand, 2 points, quick points. I know you've got a lot on your agenda today. I am in favor of rifle hunting down in this area. I will save my comments for the meetings. Going on in the meetings, there's conflicting data on the dates, so I think, Eric, you're gonna address that sometime in the meeting here. I've read there's February 3rd and February 4th, March 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, it's gonna be February 4th instead of February 3rd.
Okay.
March stays the same.
March is the 3rd,
Yes.
March 3rd.
February's the only one changed.
It's on the back here. I just wanted to confirm that, so. Thank you. I'll save my comments for the
Make sure
minutes.
you, pass that around,
I will. That's why I wanted to come here
so
because a
that
lot
it's
of people
February
can't
4th, and that
make.
was one of
Yeah,
my
I've got
concerns.
notes
Let's just
about-
make sure that it's out there February 4th.
And I know
not-
I don't know if the media will have time to get that before February, so the meeting, so, thank you.
Great.
One of the papers had it the 3rd,
Yes, that's why.
or the 4th, yeah.
And also, just for disclaimer, it originally was February 3rd, but Minnesota statute does not allow us to have a public hearing after 6 PM because it's caucus night.
Yeah,
So we had to switch it to February 4th.
that's fine, that's fine.
So,
Yeah.
I know.
Any more public comment? Okay, then we'll move on to consent agenda. We've got 2 items on there. And the one is accept the resignation of Danny O'Hearn for recycling center lead, April 9th. And actually, he has more than 10 years. He worked for Woodland for how many years?
Worked for Woodland for 17 years, so I believe he has 27 years total of
For the county,
recycling.
pretty
Yep.
much.
Congratulations, Dan.
Working for the county for 10, but
I think we should give him a round of applause. Thank
Motion to
you.
approve.
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the consent agenda before we move on? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we'll start action items. Consider a property tax abatement of $5,450 for Larry Letteber for a house that was destroyed by fire on 11/8/25. Lucas?
Yeah, so basically, like Greg said, it's just an abatement for the 2026 tax. House burned down in November. So basically, they asked about an abatement for last year. Well, you have to do it the following month, so kind of said that it was kind of pointless to do an abatement for last year because it burned down in November, so we would have to go through December, so there wouldn't have been one anyway, but So they submitted this one for 2026 taxes. And they would still pay tax on the land, so it just the total tax was $6,726 for 26. And the land on that would be $1,276, so that's where the abatement for the building was $5,450. They are planning on rebuilding. Doesn't sound like quite the house that was there, but they're gonna rebuild, I guess, so. So I guess,
I make a motion, we, do the tax abatement of $5,450. It was a devastating loss for Larry.
Second?
Okay, we got a motion, second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
thank you.
Okay, next, number 2, consider approving the 2026 unpaid Green Acres payback amounts to be added as a special assessment tax. Parcels dash specify and adopting a resolution number 26-07. Lucas?
Yep, so this is, if you remember last year, we approved this process of the Green Acre payback. So these are some that have failed to pay the payback. They've been sent a couple letters and notified and just haven't paid. So according to the statute, we are supposed to add it as a special assessment to their taxes. So this would go on 2026 tax as a special assessment. And I guess, you know, the thing to remember, like, you know, we were discussing this morning that, you know, the tax is calculated on these parcels already. It's part of the tax base. And then it's just deferred if they're in the program. So it's deferred out to everyone else. So it's not like there wasn't tax there. There was, it just went to everyone else. And so statute allows us to go back the current year and 2 years prior to recuperate some of that tax from other people. So that was the biggest reason that we started this process and implemented this process, to recoup some of that tax money to benefit other people in the county that are covering this throughout the time they're in the program.
Yeah, because for those that didn't pay, the rest of us are paying it.
Right, exactly, you know.
I saw on that list, Lucas, there's like one for $29.20.
Yeah, there's some that aren't real.
So you can guarantee that these people have been contacted and
Yep, they've all received for sure at least 2 letters, and some have been in the office or personal contact, so.
okay, and they still haven't.
So,
Some haven't responded at all?
yeah, some we haven't even gotten a response from.
And there's a few of them on there that are quite amount.
Yeah, you know, so it's,
That's not a certified letter, right?
no,
Just concerns.
which we could do that in the,
Concerns me with the mail these days.
yeah.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
If people are getting it, but.
You
Well,
think we should-
there's about a dozen parcels as I read on here, but there's only like 3 individuals that would have
Yeah,
received it, right?
yeah.
But it's about a dozen parcels that were charged,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, the mail can lose stuff, because that happens, but not like
Oh, it
twice.
happens a lot.
Right, it does. I mean, but
This has
I don't know.
probably
This has
been,
been going on a
certified.
while, right? I mean, right, or?
Yeah, I mean, you know, some of these are more than a year old.
Yep.
And, you know, whenever a property changes hands, whenever a sale comes through, if it has this program, we send out letters and applications and an explanation that, you know, if you buy property and it's in the program, you have 30 days to apply or continue the program, and then you do not owe a payback. You know, so, and then, you know, statute says if it's past the 30 days, they can still apply for the program and get back in the program, but if it's not within 30 days, then they still do owe the payback going back and not, you know, going forward.
so some of this could have been from 24.
I believe one of these
So
is
they got
for sure.
letters in 24 and letters in 25,
Yeah,
and they still haven't complied.
yep. So,
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, we got a
Second.
motion and a second. Any more discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
thank you.
Number 3, Mr. Parker.
Hey, Luke, you want to come back up?
I didn't know if you wanted me to.
Nice try.
I was trying to sneak out.
Yeah, so this was on the agenda last week for the appraiser. We did pull it off, talk about it at Personnel Committee. I do believe we left that as that it should be a filled position. I don't know if you wanted to kind of speak to that, Luke?
Yeah, I guess, we only have we'll only have 3 appraisers currently, and, it's already, the workload is pretty heavy on 4. So I guess the need is to have 4 appraisers. I guess the county's always had 4 appraisers, and, the parcel count continues to grow, the workload continues to grow, so to go backwards in appraisers really wouldn't make sense when the workload is growing, so.
So this is a replacement.
This is a
Yeah, for
replacement.
Kelly
This
that
would
will
Kelly
be
Peterson.
retiring.
Yep.
Because of retirement.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard if I tried to talk her out of retiring, she
Yeah,
still
and
plans on retiring, so.
Kelly has 4 days left, she told me this morning.
Yeah,
She's down there.
She's not counting.
she's gonna be really missed, that's for sure. She's really good at her job.
I think you're accurate with what you're saying, and it doesn't make sense to go backwards, so I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Now I can sneak out. Thank you, guys.
But wait,
You're welcome to stay.
there's more.
Okay, moving on. Number 4, consider approving a competitive search for one FTE Recycling Center lead, B23. Brett?
Yeah, so this would be the replacement of Danny O'Hearn. He is, obviously, he's retiring April 9th. He did give us kind of a good lead time, which is kind of nice. There are 3 recycling leads right now that take care of the recycling center in Houston and then kind of coordinate all the drop site stuff. So this would be to request to have a competitive search to see if there's interest to replace that position. I don't believe Amelia is here for any questions, but that is the request from Amelia to have that position replaced.
Is that 3 FTEs that we have right now?
Correct.
Okay, I didn't know if they were all full-time or not.
Did Danny have a site, or was he the overseer of all of them?
So there's 3 of them. They kind of rotate as far as duties as bailing, being out at the site, and what's another one? Also kind of like a trucking component to that as well. So they kind of just rotate through. It is the 67-day employees that kind of operate some of the sites on the weekends and stuff
Sure.
like that. Yep.
So it's been around a while.
Yep.
Well, I've always jokingly told Danny that he has to find his own replacement before he goes. That's probably not.
So he really could
that
help
doesn't
with the
comply
competitive
the,
search.
Yeah, it doesn't comply with equal opportunities.
Right.
And since they do kind of operate separately from each other, it would be nice to have like a couple week overlap so Danny can kind of train a little bit as far as what all those duties are since he's been around here a long time. And so that was kind of also a request too of having a little overlap for training so we could have.
So you essentially got 2 months and 10 days.
Yeah, but so by the time we advertise, we find somebody puts a notice in, and then they can start, that leaves a couple weeks that Danny can kind of train.
Make a motion to approve that.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
I have a couple of questions about this. As we move forward, and we were talking in finance this morning about anything that we could do possibly to either contract, or what I'm thinking of is either like partner with another county or something like that. Can we still look at some of these areas? I mean, we need to keep up our staffing of
Yeah,
this.
for sure.
Until we make a change possibly in the future, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, and we actually have been talking about that in personnel, about the trucking, and on our next work session, that's gonna be part of a conversation.
Okay,
Yep,
great,
so.
thanks.
We're looking at what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah, just options for the
already
future.
had one meeting with one contractor already, so
There's also,
in the right direction there.
some other things I will send you guys. I just got something I shared with Brent from Crescent. They were talking about, there's grants for like organic recycling, organic material recycling and things too. So you never know what opportunities are coming up out there. So just to keep a open mind, and if we can plan for something for the future, because this is growing.
It's changing.
Yep, absolutely. Recycling is gonna
Big
increase.
business.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's all I
Okay.
had.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, consider and reviewing the payments. Carol?
I don't think there's anything really, paying MCCC, and that's a lot of our programming costs. They're typically paid quarterly, so that's like one of the bigger ticket items that's on here.
Did have an opportunity to go over them. I thought we talked about it finance this morning too, so I'd make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Discussion items. Coordinator updates.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on a couple of these reminders that are down here for our 2 public hearings for the rifles. February 4th at 6 PM in the Houston County Justice Center basement in the EOC. And so we had taken Andy down there to figure out the recording. And so he's working on that to get that set up so it'll all be recorded and the sound works. So it'll be in the EOC in the basement of the Justice Center. We'll have signs, and I actually think Allison might be over here at this building directing people over that direction. So just in case that there's some confusing on that, so we will have some people escorting and showing the way. So appreciate Allison for volunteering for that. And then March 3rd, 2026 at 6 PM, that date has not changed. That's the same, in the same place, same location. So those are some of the things I wanted to highlight on that. Oh, yeah, and then one more thing, we will revisit, I believe this first meeting in February, the entire commission will be here. We'll talk again about the auditor, treasurer, and the recorder position.
That's the date and time you want to, that'll be set for that?
Yeah, for that February
3rd.
February 3rd, correct, yep. And then also a reminder to all the commissioners about the joint Board of Health meeting today in Mabel at 1 o'clock. That got pushed back an hour.
Just want to touch on the department head meeting yesterday a little bit.
Oh, yeah. We did have a department head meeting yesterday. Some of the things we talked about, I can pull up here real quick. You should have got emailed into your emails kind of a department head meeting notes. Appreciate Allison for writing those notes. She did a great job with those. Kind of some of the stuff that we talked about as I kind of went over some just administrative stuff when it comes to the policy and signing for the policy, and also some discrimination harassment forms. IT had some updates to some issues that we had with, not us, but other counties had with malware and ransomware. Winona County with some ransomware. So he's working to stay on top of that and be as diligent as possible to make sure that we do not have to endure those same issues. Those are kind of the 2 big things that we spoke about through that.
We have a, Brent,
That are kind of noteworthy.
I think last year I had on my committee appointment stuff, I had a list of the rotation for department head?
I'll email it to you. I have
That'd
one.
be
I don't
great.
think we've gotten that yet.
'Cause if I missed it, I,
Year-long calendar, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah,
like
for
which
department head?
month do you have it?
because if I missed it, I apologize.
Oh, you did not? Nope. I'll email it to you.
Not yet, it was only one.
Thanks.
First one of the year, you're okay.
I almost missed it, but I made it.
Well, I just
We had a reminder, so, but yeah, it would be nice to know ahead of time.
Yeah, I'll send that out.
put it on my calendar so I know when I'm supposed to be there. I tend to forget things once in a
I
while.
appreciate the email here. I didn't get the chance to look at this on the notes from yesterday's meeting, so that's helpful.
I'll look at that one.
Yeah, I took notes and then Allison took notes and her notes were way better than mine, so I scratched my notes. So now that is her thing that she's gonna do, so which I appreciate that. And that's all I have.
Okay, I guess, next, so I went to the planning commission meeting and we have a meeting today at 1 o'clock at Mabel at the community center, correct?
Yes.
And I guess that's about all I got for now. How about you, Kurt?
We had finance this morning. I thought it was a very productive meeting. Overviews all looked good. Surplus, we're working with that. Good job, Carol and crew. And we talked a little bit about the finances of the hook truck. For recycling. Truck's on its last leg, and it'd be very costly. Sheila gave a great road and bridge report. Bids are Friday, correct? They start sending bids Friday. Human Services are in the black. I put down for Polly, everything's good. That's pretty much what I got out of it. And that was what I had for that. Obviously, that's upcoming. When is the next safety meeting?
So we'll do those, they'll be in March.
It'll be March, will be the next safety meeting.
Yep, March will be the next safety meeting. It'll be the end of the first quarter of the year.
March,
Hold on here.
I gotta put it in my calendar.
March 11th.
Safety. And that is what I had. Eric?
Just want to touch on what was brought up today at the public comment, before I lose my train of thought on that, but, it was brought up about a moratorium. I guess we could look into if that's possible. It's kind of I'm just thinking out loud here, because it was brought up, but this is gonna be a multi-year long project. So, I mean, how do we time if we were to be able to do a moratorium, how would we do that? So that's something I think we need to look at or investigate. So,
Can we stop it? I mean,
can't make no promises on that.
no, but I'm just saying, is there a feasible chance that we could stop it? I mean, what,
Always that possibility.
I think,
It's actually at the state level, federal level. It's higher powers than us.
right, and that's unfortunate.
But, I mean, maybe the moratorium is a possibility. I don't know. So, I mean, that's something we could look into.
No, I'll get with Sue and maybe we can start looking at what that looks like is.
She's right there.
Hi, Sue. When I said that, I just kind of see her like sink in her chair a little bit.
I did not mean to put you out there, Sue, I
Would
certainly.
you like to come forward and comment on this?
Stand up. Yeah.
So we'll talk to see what that looks like as far as doing something like that on a legal aspect and.
some of the meetings that they've had publicly are to discuss the route, not if it's gonna happen or not, as far as I understand it. So I think, that's one of the things that we need to look at. It's also hitting several, or more than one state. So there's that. And, but if there's anything permit-wise, location-wise, maybe there are some stipulations that we can lay out there. So I think it's definitely worth looking into
Well,
because.
the idea of doing a resolution to put out some questions that we
Yep.
would like to know these answers
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
I just feel like it's rammed down our throat.
Well, it is.
And I don't like that.
It's gonna overtake so many of these areas. It's not like it's a small undertaking. And it's the same thing that they did with that cap line. You know, they went for years and it was actually in litigation for quite a while. So, I mean, I think it's worth it, definitely. And,
Good with that.
yeah, to
Well, you
postpone
gotta-
it.
You gotta remember when this came through here, I was 11 years old. They didn't have any zoning back then. I mean, they came in and they flashed $500 in front of these farmers per pole and they all took it and nobody said a word. Ain't that about right, Eric?
The current lines, you mean, that are there now?
Yeah, I was 11 years old when they put them in right across my farm, but it ain't mine now, but it was then. And they paid us like peanuts. I mean, back, well, I would have been in 66, so $300 was $300 back then.
What are you talking about? $300 is $300 today.
Yeah, well,
Didn't
but,
change.
and I think the point was made that sometimes it's not about the money, you know,
Yeah.
definitely.
And there was no
Health-
zoning back then or nothing.
Health and
you know.
safety of the future generations of Houston County are pretty important, in my opinion.
And why
Significant.
do they have to come here? Can't they go right down the interstate and cross? I mean, why are we the guinea pig?
Because it's flat where they're going. It's their choice.
Their choice. Well, I think it
choose
shouldn't be their choice alone.
Yeah, I think there's also the fact that was brought up too, and I've heard that it's kind of experimental with both lines. You know, they say in their,
765, you mean?
And then having the one
I mean, to
underneath
have
it.
the all three lines on it?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it's, and
Right,
also
right,
the
yeah,
use.
yeah.
You know, I think that's a very good point, and I do remember hearing about that from My Energy this year, or last year, earlier, that they have ample, utility
right now.
companies have ample energy,
Yeah, that's
so,
an interesting comment.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of power, so what do they need more for?
yeah, exactly.
And then, you know,
Well, that's not my energy. This is Dairyland.
Well, but she was
My
making the
Energy's on
comment,
that
yeah.
line too.
They
told us
had,
that they can't pull off of there.
the CEO had a comment in their information in April of 2025 in their newsletter that they have enough energy resources to service. So they're looking for places to dump that energy or sell that energy. So at that time, and that's almost, 9 months ago, so, yeah. I think we have a lot of questions. I'm
And-
sorry,
and the-
it was your time.
Well, no, that's fine. But the resolution thing we could look into as well. I'll pull up, well, I got some copies here, I think, so.
Yeah.
So
then-
we could look at that too.
Brian was saying something yesterday about permits.
Right, and that got brought up too, and I had a phone call, and I think Cindy, you said you had phone calls about, somebody called me about that concern of the county roads and township roads when they run this heavy equipment over that. Who's gonna pay that bill to fix all that? So Brian there's a permit, special permit that they have to get. And we could put a bond or a dollar amount on that to cover the costs. So,
That they would need to pay,
right,
yeah.
yeah, so.
Otherwise, county residents have to fit the bill for the repair.
They shouldn't.
So what about our townships? What are
And I asked about the townships part.
What's
and
that?
If they could tag on to ours, and he said no, they would have to do their own,
They'd have to do their own and.
so.
But they should be advised of that too then.
And then I think Brian and Justin would work with them to make sure that they're aware of what they can do and get the permits and all that too, so.
Well, there will be county and township roads involved, so definitely. It's a
So a
big deal.
township could fight this if they wanted to? Ooh, be a tough fight, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
For everybody.
If all of us did, like they were even mentioning Crawford County, so.
Well, maybe with a resolution or a moratorium, we can drag this out till we get the answers we want.
Well,
Just know what's
moratorium, like I
happening.
said, we gotta decide, or we have a little strategy cause it's a multi-year project, when you're gonna put that on. I
Yeah,
guess you could put it on right now and make them but the construction isn't gonna happen yet, so.
But you want to do it before, for the planning,
Right.
and have it done or in place before something happens.
Well, I mean, we're worried about our township roads. What are they gonna do to these fields out there with
Yeah,
this equipment?
exactly.
And they gotta have an easement. They're gonna
Extremely
have a hell of
heavy.
a mess out there.
Yep, those huge
You're
cranes
gonna
are,
let that guys go out there in the middle of July and wreck your corn crop?
yeah,
It's not
it's,
gonna work. Oofta. It's gonna get real ugly.
yeah, especially since it's all the way across the county.
Well,
You
and
know,
they're
it's not just
talking
a
2.5 acres at every pole, so that's gonna take up some ag land.
Yeah, that's
And they're
significant.
all right on the top of the hills on the best ag land where they're sitting now, so I mean,
Be interesting to know how much acreage and how much land is affected. I mean, you could calculate it fairly easily, knowing where the line is.
Well, if I remember right, their easements was gonna be wider,
Yeah.
larger easements.
40 by 40 and 60 by 60?
I mean, individually, people are asking these questions, so I think it's our obligation to check it out, as much as we can too, and get the answers.
well, they've never done much upkeep. They don't spray the weeds, they don't take care of it, it's all burdocks and this.
What's there right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, and
Up
they
to
won't
this
let
one.
you do the farmer, I mean, I've offered to spray it or go through there and disc it down and they won't let you.
Yeah, you're
So-
not supposed to touch it
Yeah,
on your land.
and I'm not on my land, it's-
Well, I got a dairyland line that comes through my place. They do a fairly good job of spraying and keeping the trees down. They always come and ask too. I tell them to have at it. Take more than you need, whatever, so it doesn't,
Spray a little extra.
you don't need, we don't want trees to fall in lines and cause power outages. That's a problem, so.
I have one too, but, and also make them put the fences back that they
Take down.
run over when they maintain them, so.
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's all I got. Had a planning commission meeting last Thursday night, so.
Cindy,
Well, let's see. I've had discussions on a sustainability partnership and planning through La Crescent. I also attend their city council meetings always. They actually have a section for communication from Houston County, which is good. We talked a little bit about the ransomware issue with Winona County last night, and then also just to make sure that they're aware of our public hearings. So there's been quite a bit of input that I've received on the auditor, treasurer, recorder roles, and then the hunting rifle issue from that area. So we'll bring that forward. One thing that people have asked me is if there is, I know we've done a pretty good job on the webpage with that, Brent, kind of explaining what's going on, especially with the rifle and the gunshot area. If we could also do something about the auditor treasurer, kind of like a concise, what does this mean? Because I think people are kind of confused on, is it a permanent appointment forever and how does that work? So more so just explain, what does that mean? What does that look like? And also that counties do this. There's lots of counties that have gone to this direction. So that's what I would request on that. Otherwise, I've had Bluff Country HRA meetings. Let's see, what else? Selco is today too, and SHAC this week that I have, so I'll catch up more with some of the public health information that's going on currently, and that's about it.
So your cell goes at?
Tonight, yeah.
Tonight? Oh,
One other thing, is anybody else gonna go to the feedlot, deal? It's, I got that in here.
Coming up.
Yeah, I brought that with. It's, March 4th from 10:30 to 3 at, Good Times. I did tell Brent that it's a topic that I'm not very versed on, and I'm gonna go to that to.
Good to learn.
To learn some things.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I will be there for that.
Next month.
That's all I have then.
Yeah, I'll add you to the list on that.
Yeah. Cause we got a lot of discussion on feedlots and
It's just, I think it's just gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Learn some things there, it'll be good stuff. So,
anybody else? We're all good?
yep.
Yep.
All right, and we'll move on to closing public comment. Is there anybody here? Okay, don't look like nobody's rushing up here, so. Yeah, I guess now it would be adjournment.
Motion to approve.
We got a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're done.